Yo, what up? It's Black Nerd Planet, and we here doing another Pokemon pre-launch sit-down discussion. I don't know what you want to call it.
This is a discussion board. No, yeah. So Pokemon had a sit down with Game Informer this last week, and they came with a lot of new information. I would say between Pokemon why Pokemon were cutting Galar region, HMs being there, not being there, experience share, saving in the game, and stuff like that. So first thing I wanted to bring up is that there are no HMs in Sword and Shield, and I do not believe from the quotes that they're giving the Game Informer that there's even going to be like ride Pokemon or anything like that.
That's gonna be what? What'd you say?
Like, you know how in the past games they had, or Sun and Moon, they had the ride system and stuff like that.
Right. So you didn't need HMs, but you still had Pokemon taking you in the water and stuff. Yeah.
So looking at what they said to Game Informer, they basically were just like, they're looking at a lot more freedom being in Sword and Shield, and with like the wild area and people being able to explore and do a lot more. They felt like the HMs of old didn't really fit like the concept of Sword and Shield. Which, I mean, like I said, I'm good with no HMs like most people.
Yeah, it's annoying anyway.
And it's just I get antiquated system. Like, it just doesn't make sense for me to like have to force a Pokemon to learn a move.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for them to just be like, okay, we can figure this out now.
Right.
It's fine with me.
Or even to just be like, because I mean, you're already training Pokemon anyway, so you would think you would just be able to pick a Pokemon with like that, like with the claws or something, and just to be able like, to cut do that. It. And they're like, oh, okay, cool, got it.
Exactly. Like your Pokemon knows slash, but doesn't know cut. Like, wait a minute.
You can cut stuff with a slash.
Worthless.
Yeah. It's like, that's real specific.
Say you didn't say cut.
You said slash. I can't do it until you say cut.
I don't see any enemies to cut over here.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now they also said that experience share this time is just gonna automatically be in the game. Like, it's not gonna be a item or like a option. It's just kind of there. Now, I don't think they specifically said if you can turn it off or on, though, which is kind of strange.
Yeah, and I know people would like to at least have the option to turn it on or turn it off. Because, I mean, like, for me, I'm not doing any, like, competition stuff or anything specific, so it works for me. I guess if I wanted to, you know, if I was just casually playing it, and just going through, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes the other Pokemon in your party don't really get as much love as the first few, or whichever ones are your favorite or the strongest.
Yeah, they Shigeru Amuro, which is the director on Pokemon, he basically just said, yeah, the item's gone, and that every Pokemon on your team is gonna get equal amount of experience, like you were saying. You know, sometimes it's tough to give some more love than others. So, yeah, it's kind of weird that they're making that choice because, you know, a lot of people want to do training in different, you know what I'm saying, specific ways. So how are they going to balance that out? Because, you know, if you're deep in Pokemon, you know, training, then it's all about EVs and IVs and these and this and that and whatever. So, you know, I'm sure that there has to be some way that you can, you know, negotiate those numbers somehow. So I like that idea though, because it's just like we were saying, it doesn't make sense for me to have one Pokemon as level 3 because all he knows is sand attack and he's worthless.
Or depending on which area you in, you know, sometimes it makes more sense for you to use, like if you got a fire type or something, you know what I'm saying, per area. It's like, well, sure, I want to get my other Pokemon involved, but I'm in an electric Pokemon area and I got you know, whatever. I guess I should say ground area, and I got electric type Pokemon. You can't do nothing with that.
Can't do jack diddly.
Unless they know slash. Or cut, I suppose.
Now they did say, Game Freak, or you know, the Pokemon director did say that training is gonna be handled differently, though. Even besides experience share, where Pokemon that typically you could be like, oh, this Pokemon's not going to be able to fight competitively and such.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're saying there's going to be different statistics and there's going to be noticeable things to the player that show this Pokemon is going to be able to be a little more competitive than past games where, you want to get a certain nature for your Pikachu, but, it's not, you don't have that nature. So you got to like breed it and all that stuff to get the perfect one, like a dog breeder or something.
Yeah, something crazy.
But now they're saying you can still do breeding and all that stuff, but that's not a big worry as much as it was in the past. So
it's not a main thing or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's cool though, because a lot of people, the majority of people that play Pokemon want to use who they want to use. I would think.
Yeah, for sure.
I know I do. Especially when it comes to like an EV training stuff isn't hard like it, in my opinion, like it used to be, but it's still something that can take you away from just playing the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or even like you said, or we talked about it before with like the tournaments, you end up seeing a lot of the same Pokemon for that reason. Where, these are the strong ones, or these are the ones that are best suited for competition. And it's like you said, I just want to use the ones that I like, man. Some that I think are cuter. Some of them I think are cool or whatever. Those are the reasons why I like to use them. And if I get into a competition, I want to be able to, use those ones that I like, that I've been using this whole time.
Exactly. I don't want to have to train old Foo over there.
Yeah, Charizard or something, man. Every time you got to go back. And not to mention the fact that if you didn't already know that, and you was trying to be in a competition or something, then you would end up having to go back. You know what I'm saying? And like doing research and then be like, oh, okay, these are the Pokemon that I need to go find and I need to train up to get ready for this competition, basically.
Yeah, I'm looking at a lot of the things that they're saying. It seems like, they have a history of taking things in and out of Pokemon just all willy-nilly. But it seems like there is a little more thought into, I guess, quality of life changes are just kind of encompassing everybody into the fold in like I was about to say generic way, but just in a casual, like easier way. You know what I mean? Like there's not, it seems like they're trying to lessen the split on.
Yeah, people that's playing it. And, yeah, the type of players.
I can dig it.
That's cool to me too.
They also said that there's going to be auto saving in this one, which is pretty strange.
Yeah.
They say, all through Pokemon, you've had to manually save. They specifically said there can be auto save in the wild area, which is the new thing that they're doing in Sword and Shield. It's like the free area. There's going to be the raid battles and stuff in there and like different weather environments. And Game Informer tried to confirm with them, asking if it was something, one, that you can if you can turn that option on and off, and if it's something that's going to be in more than just the wild area. And they said there's going to be a saving, how am I putting this? The feature's going to be there where you can switch it up and it's not going to be like a bothersome thing. Because back to like training and stuff, if there's like auto saving or even like trying to catch like a legendary Pokemon, some people like to, save at specific times.
And go back to it or pull it back up, restart it or whatever.
Yeah.
Because autosave would be cool, but only in like instances where like you beat a gym, or you know what I'm saying, where there are specific points in playing through Pokemon that you would like to have an autosave where you just wouldn't think about it. But if you are playing any other Pokemon game, like the OG ones, then all you can think about is save anyway. So,
and I'm just so accustomed to doing it. But for people, like, there's just so many modern games now where my autosave is just the automatic option.
Yeah,
so
sure.
People are just kind of accustomed to that nowadays. But I can see a lot of people, especially online, being like, I turned it off. Like that's just like the first thing they're gonna do. Especially for people in the beginning when you like choose your starter and people like, I want the such and such natured Sobble or whatever.
Right.
So they don't want it to mess up their save and whatnot. Yeah, but good yet tricky change
Yeah.
for the Pokemon community.
Yeah, we'll have to see. That's one of those ones that we'll have to see about if you know, after playing it and stuff. Where it sounds cool, kinda, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh goodness. They also said that the max raid battles that are gonna be in the wild area. One, I guess the concept came before Pokemon Go raid battles, but they kind of took inspiration from that. And they said that the raid battles are gonna have different tiers of difficulty, like star rankings and things like that. And they're really gonna be probably some of the most challenging like battles you're gonna experience in the game. You know, and raids, you know, people that have ever done it or not done it, I guess, are things that you do. You can do a raid by yourself, but the point of it is to be in like groups of, multiple people groups. Multiple people groups.
Yeah, for sure. Just like, just a group of people.
I'm hoping that the online for Pokemon is gonna be kind of seamless, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially because Nintendo Switch Online, I'm assuming you're gonna have to pay for that when you play Pokemon. But to me, that would make sense for them to not make people have to pay for online with Pokemon. Yeah. That's just me.
Because it was never that kind of game where there's always a style of online with Pokemon and stuff, but
yeah, and this is like a mandatory thing too, almost.
Yeah, so it's just like, man, come on.
Besides even like trading, you know what I'm saying? But you could do, like on the DS though, online, you could have like the not wireless, what was I about to say, like the infrared or whatever type online, and not like Wi-Fi online.
Yeah,
the Switch
like
don't have
Bluetooth
that.
And stuff like that or whatever. But yeah, that like semi-online local /
local play. Which I think Switch does have something like that, but I haven't really tried it, I guess. I have with like Mario Kart. I lied. So yeah.
And also it's like you said, I mean, that's kind of a main point in those games where it's like trading, and you kind of have to have at least some kind of way to connect with the people around you, or you know what I'm saying, other players or whatever. It's like you said about trading and all that stuff. So you would think that you wouldn't have to have that. Like it would be like a Fortnite situation where, you could play it free to play as far as online goes. But if you try to get on Call of Duty, you have to have a subscription or something.
The last thing that Game Informer brought out, information-wise, that the Pokemon Shigeru and them were kind of like, oh yeah, there's going to be 18 gyms in Sword and Shield. And everybody's like, whoa, 18 gyms. But they had to clarify it and say that there is 18 gyms because that's how many types there are. But they're going to be split between both games. As we had previously learned, the Ghost and the Fighting type gyms are on either side, Sword and Shield. So basically what they're saying is one game is going to have different gyms than the other. But they were also making a big statement about how in the Galar region, because the stadiums and us, it was like a sports-like feel, that there's gyms that are going to be minor league and then there's major league gyms. So basically, depending on the game, these types are major, and then the other game, these types are the major ones, and such like that, which is a cool concept. In my mind, it would be cool if you could do all 18 on one. Yeah. You could be like even like Gary on the old anime had badges that Ash didn't have, just because he went to like different towns that no one knew about. Yeah. Which that would be pretty tight though.
I think so too, because I think like a lot of the problem with it when you playing them is like after you beat the gyms, it's not a whole bunch of just like randomly generated trainers that you get to fight after all like the Elite Four and all that stuff or whatever. So I think that more gyms would mean more trainer battles in game, which I would appreciate.
Yeah, and just kind of like a variation on, say, if you did these gyms and I did other gyms, you know what I'm saying? But we both got to the Elite Four. Right. It's like cool, like different ways. Yeah. Like my experience wouldn't be the same as yours.
Right, that would be cool.
And I would hope that that's a concept that they've thought about in the past. But I mean, splitting them between games though is pretty tight though, and I'm surprised that they've never done that in the past.
With the fact that they always make 2 games or whatever per generation.
That's definitely a big surprise. It's taking them this long. Now the last thing, which didn't even come from Game Informer, but talk about here, the live stream Pokemon had on Twitch and YouTube basically announced Galarian Ponyta, which they didn't really say that's what it is, but it's pretty apparent that it is Galarian Ponyta because it looks like a Ponyta, it sounds like a Ponyta, but it's just colored different. It's like a My Little Pony color this time.
Kind of a rainbow vibe.
And I like it a lot. You like it?
I mean, it's cool. I never really cared about Ponyta anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as just like, having one or whatever. But the fact that it's getting a Galarian form is cool to me.
Yeah, it's going back to Gen 1, which is kind of sad, but the idea in terms of the art style, like the look of it is what kind of made me forgive them for that. Yeah. And I liked Rapidash a lot when I was a kid. And also because the anime, I thought it was cool on there. But yeah, I like Ponyta, Galarian form. It's pretty cool. Hopefully they didn't show what Rapidash is going to look like. I'm assuming based off of the fact that, well, one, they're already like a unicorn, that it has horns and stuff. But I'm thinking that Rapidash Galarian form is probably gonna be like a Pegasus or something with like wings, which would be pretty dope.
Yeah, it'd be tight if it was like flying and
fairy type or something. Yeah. If it's not fairy type, then that would just be super weird. Like, what would be the point?
Why would it be rainbowy and stuff, colorful?
Yeah, man. We're only like a month away or so.
Yeah, we should. Whenever we do these, we should have the amount of hours that it is for. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like from the time that we make the recording or whatever, that would be cool.
The countdown. Yeah, we're almost there.
Yeah.
And on that note,
we out.
Bye.
Peace.